Hello and welcome to The Flow. Now, I've said this before. The flow is more often more about questions than answers. One question which is paramount is this: how would people know you are a follower of the way? Long before the term Christian came into being, the Jesus movement was known as the Way. So I'll ask again, how would people know you are a follower of the Way? Later on in this episode, Jesus gives the answer, and part of that answer can be found in our Washing Away the Week segment as well. I wash away the past week. I seek to remove the dirt and grime of lost opportunities to show love, compassion, and hope. I cleanse the stains of binary criticism, rooted in the need to be right without considering other thoughts and ideas. I scrub away the muck found in looking at people as the other based upon my own prejudices. I wash away the pattern of guilt as the primary motivator for doing good. I bathe in the reality that God is love, that Jesus showed the way, and that the Spirit will move us toward reconciliation and peace. I bathe in the scent of freshness, knowing I have been renewed and restored. I dry my hands feeling God's gentle grace, and that is good enough. In order to love God and neighbor, first learn to love an ant. Of all the creatures that inhabit the earth, human beings are probably the dirtiest. But ant colonies are very clean, and there are worker ants that disinfect the community. Ants show a strong division of labor. When different workers perform different tasks within the nest, and in some cases, the specific tasks undertaken will depend on the age of the ant. In an ant colony, as ants age, their work changes so that they can best perform tasks needed. Their labor distribution is gauged so that the community can exist and grow. In order to love God and neighbor, first learn to love an ant. You do not have to be good. You do not have to walk on your knees for 100 miles through the desert, repenting. You only have to let the soft animal of your body love what it loves. Tell me about despair, yours, and I will tell you mine. Meanwhile, the world goes on. Meanwhile, the sun and the clear pebbles of the rain are moving across the landscapes, over the prairies and the deep trees, the mountains and the rivers. Meanwhile, the wild geese, high in the clean blue air, are heading home again. Whoever you are, no matter how lonely, the world offers itself to your imagination, calls to you like the wild geese, harsh and exciting, over and over announcing your place in the family of things. At the Last Supper, when Judas had gone out, Jesus said, "Now the Son of Man has been glorified, and God has been glorified in him. If God has been glorified in him, God will also glorify him in himself, and will glorify him at once. Little children, I am with you only a little longer. You will look for me, and as I said to our people, now so I say to you, where I am going, you cannot come. I give you a new commandment, that you love one another. Just as I have loved you, you also should love one another. By this everyone will know that you are my disciples, if you have love for one another." Am I able to offer assistance to another person I don't really like? Can I fully understand what commitment means? Think of ways God has a commitment towards us. Can you recall Jesus' commitment towards his followers? The word love is used a lot in the Second Testament, and many times it's not always fully understood. What translates as love from the Greek can also mean commitment. This reduces the anxiety and gives us a broader and fuller goal. For the sake of a clearer translation, let's replace the word love with commitment. I give you a new commandment, that you be fully committed to one another, just as I have shown my commitment to you. You also should be committed to one another. By this, everyone will know that you are my disciples if you unconditionally support one another. You see, you don't have to be in love with someone to be committed to their well-being. In fact, you don't have to necessarily know or even like someone to be committed to their welfare and safety as well. But like Jesus, one must first stand in solidarity with another person, and then commitment will follow. By this, everyone will know that you are my disciples, if you have love for one another. It helps now and then to step back and take a long view. Nothing we do is complete. No statement says all that could be said. No prayer fully expresses our faith. No confession brings perfection. No program accomplishes God's mission. No set of goals and objectives fathoms God's vision. This is what we are about. We plant seeds that one day will grow. We water seeds already planted. We lay foundations that will need further development. We provide yeast that produces far beyond our capabilities. We cannot do everything, and there is a sense of liberation in realizing that. What we do and say may be incomplete, but it is a beginning, a step along the way, an opportunity for Trinity's grace to enter and do the rest. We may never see the end results, but that is the difference between the master builder and the worker. We are workers, not master builders, ministers, not messiahs. We are merely workers in the vineyard of hope, faith, and love. May we see God in each smile. May we hear Christ in the laughter of children. And may the Spirit be found in each bird that takes flight. Let us walk in love. Let us go in peace.